I think it was like we all thought we were gonna die in a fiery nuclear conflagration, so we were just like, let's wear neon and bop! Hey everybody, welcome back to my world where no matter how old you get, you never need to grow up. And I'm really discombobulated because I moved the camera around for the giant Amaya video, and now I can't get it back the way I like it, and everything looks funky, and But I didn't want to fiddle with the camera anymore because I got Barbies that I want to play with. So we are opening some Barbies, even though we've got like sort of a fishbowl thing going on here. I feel like I don't know what's going on. Does it look weird to you? It looks weird to me. Anyway, so without like any preamble announcement, like, hey, this is going to happen this year, at least I didn't see it. Barbie released 3 Barbie Rewind dolls, and these are from the 80s. Now, I was a teenager in the 80s and became an adult in 1988. Is that possible? It's possible. Holy Moses! Anyway, well, I became legal drinking age in 1988. Alrighty, I could swear I got these on Amazon, but they're not there right now, but they are at Walmart.com for $39.98 because Walmart. So, these are on the floor. People, it's gonna be one of those days. It's funny because over on my new channel, go check out my Melissa Hunter channel where I'm trying to help us all get better together and deal with all the stuff that goes on when we're human and less than perfect. But it's funny because someone commented like, good lighting, nice chair. Where's the Melissa we know and love? I'm over here. Okay, so these dolls are a tribute to the looks, the fashions, the wonder that was the 80s. I have got to say, from a fashion kind of color, music, and maybe this is because, you know, I grew up in the 80s. I mean, I was a child in the 70s. I was a teenager in the 80s. So the 80s just have this huge, meaning to me. But I also feel like people who didn't grow up in the 80s have 80s birthday parties because the 80s were just so colorful. And the music was so like, boop, 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 boop. You know, I think it was like we all thought we were going to die in a fiery nuclear conflagration. So we were just like, let's wear neon and bop. And so I think that's how this happened. Like Karma Chameleon is like one of the best songs ever. I dare you to fight with me about that. Seriously, wake me up before you go. Come on. I mean, there were so many, we were just bopping. Even the way we danced. We looked like we were on pogo sticks all the time. I learned how to dance in the 80s. That's not dancing. We literally jumped up and down to music and did this. Not dancing. So anyway, the 80s. The perfect thing to make a rewind set with. So what's really cool isn't this is like a little bit like, hey, didn't we just see this with some other thingy? But so it looks like a VHS box or a cassette tape, but it's Barbie Rewind. So notice that it looks like a VHS tape. It even has like the stuff over here. And so there's 3 dolls in this set. So we've got, career girl, so like working girl Melanie Griffith movie. It's really a Sigourney Weaver movie, come on. I love Sigourney Weaver. Okay. And then we've got workout Barbie because I got stories about that. And then we've got just pop star, total girl boss. You know, the girls being super popular, musicians was a big thing in the 80s. It was new. Like Cyndi Lauper, Madonna, Whitney Houston. Oh my gosh, there were just so many people. Destiny's Child for some reason is coming in my head, but I don't even think that was the 80s. Was that the 80s? I don't know. TLC. Okay, wait, now I'm gonna go off on a tangent. But anyway, we had some amazing girl artists, the Bangles, just so many things. So anyway, so there's 3 different dolls. So I'm going to open all 3 of them in this video. I'm going to try and get it all into one video. It's going to be a long video. So I suggest you get a cup of tea. I'm very excited about these dolls. I'm feeling like the need to just speak a lot in a random way because on my new channel, I'm trying to be more organized and it's hard. It's hard. It's very hard. And so I just want to riff. So I'm a riff today. All right, so it says here, the Barbie Rewind series launches with the 80s edition. Okay, so it's a new series. Totally tubular. Watch Valley Girl. I want you to know, okay, first of all, Nicolas Cage could never act except in Raising Arizona. And Ghost Rider. Okay, I think that's it. Anyway, a totally tubular throwback collection, which commemorates our fave pop culture looks from the decade. So speaking of Valley Girl and the way I'm speaking right now, no one spoke like that. I mean, maybe a few people in the San Fernando Valley of California. I don't know. But like, no one did. But then everyone started doing it jokingly, at least on the East Coast. Like, we never actually meant, when we said totally, we didn't really mean it. We were being sarcastic, you know? Like, you know, when we were like, whatever. I mean, we didn't really speak like that. Anyway, Barbie in her career girl look. That's a word. They made up a word. Career girl look. It's a girl look. Girl look is an homage to Peplum's shoulder pads. Chunky accessories and big hair don't care. Handle business on the go with this bodacious brick cell phone and legit business accessories. We're going to talk about the brick cell phone. But I got to tell you, look, the shoulder pad and peplum look was so perfect for me because I have hips that are wider than my shoulders. So a peplum, which is this thing right here, could kind of flare out, okay, kind of disguise that. And then the shoulder pads kind of broadened my shoulders and sort of made me look more symmetrical. I miss me a good peplum and shoulder pads, okay? And she's, oh my gosh, she's so adorable. I love the artwork. I love the artwork so much. I'm like really struggling about whether or not these are coming out of the boxes. You're like, what? I know. So here we go. Dun, dun, dun. Because the packaging is so perfect. Look at that. But the box isn't that great. I'm gonna have to take her out of the box. Yeah, I mean, but it's really cute because it looks like a VHS tape. So that's what she looks like in the box. Yeah, it's not a good display, no. But I love the artwork. Oh, I hate it when that happens. And if I were like really creative and if I were like my Froggy stuff, I would like cut out the artwork and like frame it and stuff. But I'm me. That's not gonna happen. Okay, so back to the totally tubular description for this doll. This is the dance party look. So she's not a pop star? She should be a pop star. The dance party look wouldn't be legit. I don't think we really said legit. Wait, too legit to quit. Was that the 80s? I don't know. Without her radical ruffles, bodacious, we never said bodacious, bold colors, and did say fly, fishnet anklet socks. Set up your boombox for an impromptu dolls night out. Boombox, yes, that boombox, definitely a thing. Definitely had to have a boombox. Everybody had a boombox and a Walkman. Okay, so this is, yeah, these are not gonna make, and so she's in her VHS. I'm gonna have to take them out of the box because we can't see anything. Okay, and then finally, Barbie in her workout look is inspired by bodacious. Look, Mattel. People did not use the word bodacious anywhere near as often as you seem to think we did in the 80s. Inspired by bodacious spandex bodysuits, we really did wear those. Leg warmers, yes! And the must-have sweatband accessories. Grab your gym bag. It's almost time for step aerobics class. Was step aerobics really, I mean, like aerobics? I guess step aerobics did eventually kind of come in at the end. Yeah, because I did step aerobics in college. All right, I'm going to get these bodacious babes out of their boxes. And then we're going to take a closer look. I'll be right back. They're out of the box and they're adorable. And oh my gosh, so many memories listening to 80s music while I was taking them out of their boxes. And if you're a child of the 80s or you love the 80s, These are really, really cool. So let me move some folks to the side here, and we'll start with the Melanie Griffith Working Girl. I never liked the movie Working Girl. Feel free to disagree with me in the comments if you liked Working Girl, but I just really didn't like that movie. The whole premise, I don't know. And it was such like a, one of those emblematic movies of the time or whatever. And I was just like, yeah, no. Now, 9 to 5, on the other hand, with Dolly Parton and Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin, that movie is still a favorite. That movie still cracks me up. And I think that was like a very real depiction of corporate America. And I'm sure that Working Girl applies to some folks. But anyway, okay, so let me talk about the dolls. So, cool thing, really, really cool thing, their stands are cassette tapes. That is both really cool and also problematic because they're big. So from the standpoint of if I'm going to display them and I don't have a lot of display room, the width of the stands is going to be a problem. So I will probably end up displaying them, maybe have like one beyond the cassette tape and the other one's on my Kaiser stands because they're smaller. They have a smaller base. But they all come with a brush. They come with oops, I almost knocked somebody off the table, a certificate of authenticity, because these are part of the Barbie signature. These are Barbie signature black label dolls. So there's the different levels of expense, basically. So there's the stand right there. So let's take a look at her. So she comes with the phone. Now, this phone, like you're thinking the scale of that is really off. No, it's not. These phones were huge. The original cellular phones were enormous. You carried this in a bag. It had like this giant charging cable. It probably weighed easily 5 pounds. I mean, it was just like, and it sucked. The reception was terrible, and it cost a fortune to use. So you would pay like a couple $100s a month to have a contract with some little rinky-dink store somewhere that did this, and then you would have to pay. There was forget unlimited, nothing included. Nothing included. You were paying a couple $100s to have one of these. And then it was like $1.99 a minute if you were in your area. So you had like this little zone. And then if you went outside your zone, you got charged roaming charges. So that was like your $1.99 plus like another $5 a freaking minute or whatever. I mean, it was so expensive to use one of these. And so that's why it was a symbol of status. Because if you were walking around New York City with one of these babies or driving around in your car and you were doing this, that means you had money. And in 80s, that meant everything. Greed is good. That's not me. That's comment down below if you know the movie and the name of the character who said it. Okay, so let's take a look at her. Now, I disagree with this hat. I do not feel like career women were wearing hats anymore. What they were wearing were scarves. And so an intricately, bizarrely tied scarf. I mean, we learned how to make scarf animals and put them on our necks. I mean, it was just stupid what we were doing with scarves in the 80s and early 90s. So I don't agree with the hat. It's cute, but I don't agree with it. Now the bangs, I do agree with the bangs, but I think they need to be a good, half an inch further out from her forehead to be accurate. Loving her face because these are the dolls from that time period. So it's that facial mold. She's got her sensible little earrings on. Now, you're saying to yourself, no one would wear that to work. Well, you see, we were just entering the workforce in a big way. And in some places, we were making statements by dressing like this. The big hair, the big peplum, the shoulder pads to show our power and strength and something. Her hair is actually attached to her shoulder pad and I didn't take it off. Yeah, like this is actually something someone might wear, although maybe not quite this shiny and maybe not with the black lapels. This skirt might have actually been longer, I feel like, but the peplum definitely would have been there. There definitely would have been a jacket because everybody was still wearing suits to work. So it would have definitely been a suit. And then she's got the worst, like, we used to call them elephant knees when it happened at your knees, when your stockings like bunched up like at the wrong place. And that's happening to her right now. It's making her look like she's got swollen ankles. It's really funny. It's like, girl, you need to eat less salt. What is going on with your feet? But these were the struggles of pantyhose and tights. And we were very into tights and patterned pantyhose in the 80s. So these, while these might not have been worn to work, and yeah, like this look was actually something we had to constantly deal with. You were constantly pulling up your tights and your pantyhose and your thing. Maybe not with the seam. Most of us wore cheap pantyhose and tights, and they didn't have seam. And then she's got this little ring on. So I think she's adorable. I really do. I feel like she's a little bit more like Elle Woods than she is 80s. Or even like if I go and I look at the outfits from Working Girl, you know, that movie, maybe. Now they are articulated in the elbow, at the wrist, and their heads are articulated. They have snap knees. So you got the snap, you can break their knees. And those are the points of articulation. They're cute. Her hair is like super gelled though. This is hideous. That, it's just not good. It's just not good at all. So that's her. So she's cute. So, and then in her briefcase, which I can swear I had a briefcase, but it was really a suitcase. It wouldn't have been a briefcase in the 70s because women didn't carry briefcases in the 70s. Because they didn't work outside the home, and if they did, they weren't important enough to carry a briefcase. It's my childhood. Okay, so this is really cute. I remember having something that opened like this, but I think it was a suitcase because like the handle goes through the handle. Do you see that? Do you like older people remember like Barbie suitcases and stuff used to open like that? And then she has some reports. So she can show her reports, and she also has a calculator. Do not confuse this and think this is a cellular phone. No, this is a calculator because you would have needed one because you wouldn't be carrying one with you. Because why? Because this did only one thing. And it did it really badly. It was horrible. It was horrible. Okay. Next up is our workout. Now, this one I find to be extremely accurate. There is a really, really funny episode of The Golden Girls where they go to join a gym, and the girl at the gym convinces them that they need to buy gym clothes, and they end up like dressed like this. And it's so funny because it's so accurate. So you used to get dressed up like a ballet dancer or like a Broadway dancer to go jump up and down like an idiot in like Elaine Powers, or I'm trying to think of what were the other. Elaine Powers is the one my mom and I went to Elaine Powers. Must have been really cheap. And we would go in, but we didn't have we didn't have anything cute like this. Like this is very cute. Like a young person or a cool person would have the whole sweatshirt, belt, like different colored thing, and then cool shiny leggings, and then cool, awesome leg warmers, and then awesome. Now this is interesting because she's got high heeled feet, but she's wearing sneakers. So I guess we're just supposed to assume she's just always jumping on her toes. But this is very Jane Fonda. So like in the 80s, Jane Fonda became the workout queen with her at-home series of workout tapes, and she was dressed very much like this. If you watch Olivia Newton-John's physical video, where it was like, oh my gosh, Olivia Newton-John just became a complete hoe in her new video. She's singing about getting physical, and she like chopped her hair off, and she's exercising in a leotard with men. Welcome to the 80s. But yes, big earrings. We loved headbands. We loved the side pony. I do like that they gave her nice soft hair, that it's not all gelled. We loved to cut up sweatshirts. Take a perfectly good sweatshirt, cut the neck out of it, cut this all apart, get yourself all flash danced out. You had to be shiny. Something about your workout outfit had to have shine. Some people were shiny head to toe, and that was a little disturbing. But usually it was in your leggings or just your leotard. In my case, I had like some nasty like white, it wasn't even a leotard, it was a bodysuit like with the snaps and like, I don't know, just some like opaque black tights, like, because, you know, I don't even know how we were affording Elaine Powers, quite honestly, so I'm not sure what was going on there, but I certainly didn't have fancy workout clothes. But yes, this is what we looked like. Leg warmers, leg warmers. I need leg warmers to come back and stay back. They were so awesome. They were a great way to like share your fashion vibes. Little hand weights. Gotta love little hand weights. She's got a little duffel bag, and she's got a step. Yes, baby. Step aerobics was awesome. I still think, I don't know why we don't do step aerobics anymore. Now we're doing HIIT, we're doing, you know, all of these other, you know, boot camps and stuff. Let me tell you something, just stepping up and down off of this thing and jumping up and down onto it and then making it taller and stuff like that. That is one heck of a cardiovascular workout, let me tell you. So I think she's really accurate and adorable, and I love her. I love her. And her cassette tape is pink. So I love her. I love her. Okay, I love this one the most because I feel like, first of all, she's not dance party Barbie. She's pop star Barbie. Come on. This girl's on MTV. And if she's not singing on MTV, she's a VJ. Now, her bangs are pretty close to 80s accurate. The size, like, see how they're almost the size of her face and her head? That is accuracy right there. I mean, those are bangs. This little scarf tied into this like just ridiculously oversized bow, perfect. Giant earrings that you could impale someone with, 80s. Crimped hair, oh yes, crimp. Now it's kind of like, there's a lot of product and it's not really, like over here it's a little bit messy, and then she's got this braid in here. For whatever reason, I don't know. It should have just all been crimped, I think. And then it wouldn't be so. But anyway, let's ignore that. Here we go. We've got our blue eyeshadow because we loved us some blue eyeshadow in the 80s. Yes, we did. We liked rainbow eyeshadow too, by the way. Some of us liked to wear all of the eyeshadow we owned at the same time. If Boy George can do it, I can do it. Yes, I loved eyeshadow. And I used to do like a whole rainbow, like my whole freaking eye. I don't know. I also had like, my ears didn't used to react to like cheap earrings. And so I had the most insane collection of, my ears didn't used to react to cheap earrings. So I had like this incredible collection of 99-cent earrings that were like the size of like my neck. And they were all like bright colors and stuff. Yeah, so 80s. This jacket, swoon worthy right here. I'm telling you. Crop top, definitely. Madonna told us we could dress like this. And then put it with a skirt. Yes, baby. And ruching, loved our ruching, but we got to have our sparkle. And then you got to have this going on at the bottom. And then you got to have white shoes with black socks, black shoes with white socks or something. Make sure you wear all the bangle bracelets. Plastic bracelets like stackable, just as many plastic bracelets as you could get on your arm as possible, and they needed to make the clacky clacky sound. And then fingerless gloves. These really should come down further and be more like fingerless gloves. It looks like she's wearing arm warmers, but in reality they would have been fingerless gloves with like, and then with like the fingerless black lace gloves or pink lace, like hot pink or white, and with all your clacky, clacky, clacky. Oh. See, now I jingle. In the 80s, I clacky, clacky. Because they were so cheap. You could get like 3 of them for $1. And you would just have them like in every color. And everybody would be just walking around going clacky, 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 clacky. It was awesome. It was awesome. The 80s was both an awesome and bizarre time to be alive. By the way, our dance party, she's a pop star. She's got one of these. If you had one of these in the 80s, you were on MTV, okay? You were a star, baby. Totally. And she's got a boombox. Boombox to be carried with you everywhere until you got a Walkman, and then you listened to your stuff privately. But you still had one of these in your room. Oh yeah. And you brought it to the beach with you so everyone else had to listen to your stuff. I think these are really, really cute. It's just kind of bringing back a lot of 80s memories for me. And I gotta say, they're actually not bad memories. It was definitely a very strange time to be alive, but maybe one of them really fits like what you were into in the 80s or what your memories of the 80s were. And 80s kids, I would love to hear your memories and if you remember things the same way that I did. I just know that like MTV was everything. VJs were cool until you got a little bit older and then you were like, oh my God, Alan Hunter, you're such a dork. Oh, Martha Quinn, shut up. But you know, in the beginning you thought they were just the coolest thing. See, like I graduated from college in 1990. So, and I graduated from grammar school in 1981. So high school and college was the 80s for me. So at first I was like a young teenager and then I became like a young adult. And so throughout the decade, my perception of MTV kind of changed as I matured. So anyway, that's the scoop there, everybody. So let me know what your 80s memories are like. I really want to hear it. And I thank you so much for watching and I'll see you again real soon. Love you. Bye.